Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are live, and I am back live and direct, man, to your screens, bro. Thank you so much for joining me, folks, here. MMA Reloaded on the mic, episode 52. Yeah, tonight is a real special show, folks. Tonight I have the Cage Warriors featherweight champion, Jordan Vucenic, will be joining me, folks, on the mic live. It's a show that I've been really wanting to do for a while. It was supposed to be done yesterday, but folks, plans change. So tonight, 6 p.m., which is in about 20 minutes, Jordan Vucenic will be joining me, folks, on the mic. It's one of those things where right now there's a lot of heat on his name. There's a lot of respect on his name because of what he's of the anticipation his last couple of fights against Morgan Charrier and Paul Hughes, the anticipation on those becoming rematches later on. And if you don't follow UK MMA or Cage Warriors, man, it doesn't matter where you're from, what region you're from, what country you're from. If you're a fan and you have UFC Fight Pass, that is the place to watch it, man. That is the place to watch it for sure. When we see a lot of prospects now in this day and age, especially in mixed martial arts and combat sports. We see a lot of prospects come in early, especially in the UK. You have guys starting off at 18, 17. You have guys at now 21 making it in Cage Warriors, making it in the big show. You got Sean O'Malley, Adrian Yanez being two big prospects in the UFC. You got guys like Arnold Allen, who's worked his way up from being a young prospect to now where he is. So you have guys like those who really earn their stripes from a young age, and Jordan Vucenic, folks, is one of those guys who I think is just about time before he gets called up to the Contender Series or even on a UFC Fight Night to make a debut. I think now if you look at Cage Warriors and you look at the talent coming out of that show is literally unbelievable. It's unfathomable. You're a guy like Matt Bonner, who is a veteran of UK MMA, and fans have been wanting Matt Bonner on the Contender Series for a long time. He's one of those guys who you can't ever deny. Training with Paddy Pimblett and Molly McCann, to say the least. It's you want to see him in Cage Warriors, man. You want to see him in the UFC. Former Cage Warriors middleweight champion, guys. I don't know, man. Hence the nickname, the Beast. Now, folks, if you want to switch gears away from the show talk, just for two seconds. UFC 273 will take place, folks, this weekend or next weekend. Yeah, it's fight week. Technically, 7 days now to go until Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan get it on for the second time. It's unfinished business. It's unsettled business. It's a fight where, if you want to take a look at it stylistically, you have Peter Yan winning the whole time. Because, bro, if you look at the end of the last fight, before the illegal kick, Yan was winning that fight. He was about to take the decision, in my opinion. He wasn't going to finish Aljamain. Yeah, Aljamain was fighting his ass off. It was a grind. It was a grinding matchup. And when you literally saw the end of that fight, you saw Yan was throwing Aljo around with his takedowns and he was controlling him. He was in the phone booth here like this. And Peter Yan was controlling that fight. When you see things like that, you think, what's Aljamain Sterling going to change heading into UFC 273? And you sort of say to yourself, well, he started off the first fight really well. Yeah, he was saying to himself, you know what, bro, I'm going to put the pace on Peter Yan and I'm going to wrestle and I'm going to control, I'm going to grind Peter Yan, the way I want to do. And he was doing it. And then when you look at the way it ended, it was just that the ending was absolutely stupid. All right, we've seen guys get, we've seen Kevin Holland, that headbutt with Kyle Dawkins, that was even more legitimate than Aljamain Sterling's reaction to the illegal head kick. But we're not in the cage. I'm not in the cage there with Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan. So I'll know. Is anyone ever going to pass judgment on that? So UFC 273 also brings the UFC Featherweight Championship on the line. Alexander Volkanovski. If you look at the guy's record, okay, guys he's beaten in the UFC. You look at the style, the violence, the pace, the absolute just physicality he does that. You know why he's a featherweight champ. Cub Swanson said it best. He's a technical savage. He can go technically if you want it, but his stand-up is what really controls the pace for him. And against Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung, is going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be a different animal than Max Holloway, Brian Ortega. Korean Zombie he's a beast, man. He's a wild guy to fight. I'll tell you, because he's so innovative with stuff that he throws. Loves to let go of his hands and loves to let go of his kicks, loves to load up. He's got natural power as well. So, we saw that against Frankie Edgar. We saw it, in all of his fights, where Korean Zombie has just knocked people out there and then, left, right, and center. Guys taking no breaks. The he's wasted no time. So when Korean Zombie now fights Volkanovski, it's going to be a different beast. They're both similar size, I would say. Zombie has the reach, of course, but when you think about it stylistically, I say it's quite similar. And I would say it's going to be a fast-paced matchup, no doubt. Both guys are going to have respect for each other's power on the feet, but that's a really good fight to have on the card. You also got Gilbert Burns and Khamzat Chimaev. When you look at that fight, you look at something that really is getting the traction, and it's attracting fans, all around on social, because fans are saying, is this it for Khamzat Chimaev? Is it finally going to be 10-1? You have Khamzat Chimaev has faced, from Gerald Meerschaert to now with Li Jingliang, he's starting to face that big competition, starting with Gerald and then Li Jingliang. The competition's going up for Khamzat Chimaev. I think Gilbert Burns might be too much for Khamzat. I think he needed someone like Santiago Ponzinibbio or Neil Magny first, to really, keep elevating his competition, and in order to earn something like a Gilbert Burns fight. Gilbert Burns fight, that's top 3. Literally, that's top 3. You're jumping in. That's your top 2, top 3 Gilbert Burns, bro. You're talking about a guy who had a tremendous start against Kamaru Usman. You can't really duplicate a guy like Gilbert Burns. You're talking about a guy who's on a 9-10 fight win streak. He was knocking people out, dominating guys, and these were in the UFC. This was top level shit. This is going to be, I say, the experience of Gilbert Burns. The fact that he is a fierce competitor in his own right is not going to back off from Khamzat Chimaev. But Chimaev is a deceivingly strong guy. We've heard it from his training partners. We've heard it online. He is strong. He is so powerful, bro. I don't think we actually see it because we're watching from a view, from afar. You're either watching on TV or you're watching from, the crowd, you're live. But you're not actually in the cage feeling it. You can't tell. the way he picked up Li Jingliang for a slam, the way he finished Gerald Meerschaert, you sort of start to get the where the hype comes from when it comes up to Mike. You do. But I think he's met his match in Gilbert Burns, and I think it's not going to be pretty for him, man. But folks, that is that. You're 7 days away from UFC 273. I had to break it down for you right quick. Those were your three fights which are going to end the show. Of course, the 2 championship fights are going to be two main events, and then Gilbert Burns and Khamzat Chimaev will proceed those. So, now, folks, heading in back to the show, episode 52 of MMA Reloaded on the mic, with the Cage Warriors featherweight champion Jordan Vucenic. If you're joining me, folks, right now, that is who I'm going to be sitting with. We're live on YouTube. It's going to be also now be put on Facebook and MMA Reloaded Instagram, folks. Also, man, if you want to purchase MMA Reloaded merchandise, the hoodies and shirts, they are still available. I haven't been promoting them as much lately because we're undergoing a revamp on the website. So, folks, if you do want the shirts, man, just let me know and I'll spit it out right to you, man. So, folks, we're about to do the applicables right now, bro. Yeah, we're about to do the essentials. Yeah, so stay tuned. Go grab yourselves a drink. I'm gonna invite Jordan Vucenic to the show. Let's do this, man. Welcome back there, ladies and gentlemen, to MMA Reloaded on the mic, episode 52. If you're joining me, folks, if you're just joining me, thank you for joining me, man, wherever you're watching from. You know the vibe, you know what time it is, man, live and direct, always. Tonight, folks, it is my return to the screen after 4 weeks off, man. So, I hope you enjoyed the pre-show, and now I've invited Jordan Vucenic to the show. And that's who my guest will be, folks, on the other side of your screens here tonight, is the Cage Warriors featherweight champion, Jordan Vucenic. Folks, and when and the last thing I said was I broke down UFC 273. which is now next weekend. It's officially fight week, folks. But all respect, man, to Cage Warriors, with Cage Warriors 135 and Cage Warriors 136, literally burning shit down, man. They tore the roof off that place. You know, Cage Warriors did both shows were unbelievable, man. You know, when you see Cage Warriors, you know, which is it's UK MMA on steroids, bro. It's literally UK MMA on the biggest spotlight, UFC Fight Pass, man. Yeah, when you get that and you get and you mix that with the competitiveness, the physicality that these fighters fight, you know you're gonna get a big show, and you're gonna get stuck with viral knockouts, you're gonna get submissions, you're gonna get all that. Oh. Folks, Jordan Vucenic's here, man. Let's do this, folks. Oh, what? There you go. Just bear with us 1 second. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We're back.
Yeah, chat, bro. I can hear you, man. How you doing, man?
Yeah, sound all good, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, bro. No, just you know, I know how it is, man. The technical difficulties, they're a pain. You know, man. So now, man, of course, you know, I've been wanting to do this show with you, bro, now for a while. I always had it on my mind, you know, because there's a lot of heat, there's a lot of respect on the street now with you, bro. At Cage Warriors after the last fight. You know, I want to, but before I touch on that, man, I want to, of course, welcome you, man, to the show. You know, for those who don't know who this is, it is the Cage Warriors featherweight champion, Jordan Vucenic. But you know, take me back to the beginning, man. Take me back, you know, rewind the tape a little before we touch on bigger fish, man. Take me back to how it started for Jordan Vucenic in MMA and combat sports.
Just always been obsessed with combat fighting in general, whether it's on the street or whatever. But yeah, I just stumbled across it one day in my local in a local gym, and then that was it. First day I was in the gym, I was hooked for life. That was it.
Is that what inspired you to compete? Like, as soon as you stepped in the gym, you knew this is what you wanted to go into?
Yeah. As soon as I got a chance to do it, that was it. I was sort of glued into it forever. And from like day one of being in the gym, I was told by people like, you're naturally really talented at this, and you'd be a UFC fighter if you actually pursued this. And I didn't even know what UFC was at the time, but yeah.
No, bro, I have no doubt. Yeah, if you look at from where you started, just walking into a gym and having the potential to do it, and now doing it at a high level, 9-1 in your career. Now the Cage Warriors featherweight champ. You know, it's, you know, when you started to compete, Jordan, as an amateur, and you know, straight in the beginning, what was your mentality like, man? And what was your attitude?
I just
going in?
I just wanted to fight anybody. It didn't bother me. I mean, I remember I wanted to do it all. I wanted to do the whole thing. I remember I was walking around at 64 kilos, and I was fighting at 66. But because I knew guys cut weight, I was cutting weight for no reason. So I was 64. I was already 2 kilos under. I was in the sauna with all the other guys that were fighting, just because I wanted to be a fighter that much. So I was almost in the sauna. And when I was coming out of the sauna, I was eating and drinking again. Just wanted to be it. So I had my goals out. I wanted to be UK.
Oh man,
And then professional wanted to be caged.
No, yeah. Sorry, bro. No, you broke up. G. I'm sorry. Just
Oh, fuck.
no, I'm sorry, man. Shit, wait.
But my only thing at the minute is just I'm getting drove to training now, so
no, yeah. But when you look at your last fight, yeah, and you sort of now revisit Cage Warriors where you stepped in there with James Hendon to defend the belt. You know, of course, it wasn't the fight you were scheduled for initially. It was Paul Hughes and that rematch, bro. And you know the anticipation, bro. I was following that build up from the beginning. Yeah, when it got announced, because I remember it got announced quite early on, and you know a lot of people were building that up a lot, bro, for you know. And when that rematch was announced, man, of course, following on from your first fight with him at Cage Warriors 119, how did that feel, man? When it first got announced?
I'll just see it all as stepping stones. So to me, it was just another stepping stone. People might have thought I had this big aura around it, whereas to me, it was just another person I had to go out and prove that I was better than, to prove I'm the best in the world.
Yeah, 100%, man. And the fact that the title was on the line this time compared to last time, where it was just an eliminator. Yeah, did that play any difference on your mind at all?
Nah, not at all. I believe from the fittest, I've got one of the best cardio players for
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, man. And you know when you go into when you found out that he got injured, you know, what was it like, man? What did you actually? I bet you must have been pissed.
Yeah, well, I just got told it straight away first thing in the morning. So I was so deep into the fight, I just said it doesn't matter. Fight, doesn't matter to me.
And bro, you ended up fighting James Hendon. You went in there, in my opinion, bro. For Jordan, what I saw, it was more of a message that you were sending. It wasn't like, you know, all right, cool. No disrespect to James Hendon, man. That guy's legit for stepping up. Yeah, but for you to do that in the way that you finished it, was it that? Were you just trying to send a message to whoever next?
To everyone, and the only difference was it'd have been more of a violent finish if it was 4 years I was fighting. That was the only difference. Yeah, even the first round with Hendon, I was in no trouble. I remember just thinking, it doesn't matter, I'm going to stop you. Any of these rounds, I'm going to stop you. So does it matter if I lose a round or not?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. You know, bro, you don't need to. I bet you that's not really going through your mind at the time. You know, it's the adrenaline. You know, it's the fact that you've been ready for this and this many weeks.
Yeah.
And for you to come in like this, yeah, you wouldn't give a shit.
No.
So the other rematch I wanted to actually talk to you about, bro, was one that was going to be announced at 124 with you and Morgan Charrier after you won the belt.
Yeah.
Is that one you would like to rematch again, or?
Nah, I'm not asked about him in the slightest. Again, his fans sort of get after you, and I thought to myself, oh, you know, he's a nice guy. It's just his fans that are wankers. And then someone said to me, no, it's him that tells his fans to fucking get after the fighters. So nah, fuck him. Again, I didn't think the fight was close on the day. Watching it back, it was a lot closer than I thought, but I still clearly won it. So nah, what's the point in doing that again? And especially now he's on a 2-fight losing streak and disappeared. Doesn't even know what that guy is anymore.
Yeah, fuck that, man. No, you don't really want that. Yeah, don't downgrade yourself for that shit, man.
That's what I mean. So.
But you know, of course, then I would say Paul Hughes is on your target list next, then, bro. Yeah, because then you got really if you look at it realistically, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But what excites you most about rematches, Jordan, bro? When you get, you know, guys like, oh, Jordan Vucenic gonna rematch Morgan Sharia, Jordan Vucenic gonna rematch Paul Hughes. What excites you most, man, when that actually gets announced?
Just showing how much better I would have got between fight for fight. Like, who do you know that wins a world title, has a year out of a rock farm and comes back and puts on a performance like I put on? It's that much better. No one does it because I'm in the gym constantly working. Like I said before, people say they're in the gym, but I really am in the gym. Yeah, that's just what it's going to be. You can have a close fight with me, one fight, and the next fight I'll destroy you. It's as simple as that. I'll get my reads on you, and the next time we fight, you'll get destroyed. And that's genuinely what I think was going to happen with the Hughes second fight. That's genuinely what I thought was going to happen with the Morgan Sharia second fight. I was going to destroy them.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You wouldn't go into these types of fights with anything else on your mind, bro. Yeah, if you know, you would go in there with a statement, you know, on a mission.
Yeah.
You know, straight
Yeah.
up. And
That's it.
You know, when you go into these fights, yeah, Jordan, bro, whether it's a rematch or whether it's just you're facing the guy for the first time, are you the type of guy to go in the gym, revisit a last performance, and then see where you could, you know, grow from there? Or are you that type of guy, bro?
Yeah, I'll watch my last performance. Whatever's good, I'll keep it. Whatever wasn't good, I'll get rid of it. Simple as that. That's just how I am. That's how I always am going to be. And whatever's working at the time's going to work. And every fight's a different fight. And every fight, if you watch me, something will always change on me. Whether it be this, how tall I'm standing to how I'm holding my hands, I'm always change it because I'll always manipulate it for each fight.
And you know, one thing I have noticed is you know, exactly that is the change in style, the way you've developed in terms of your all-round game, your submission game, your striking. You know, but I was watching those two fights, the Hughes and Charrier fights, bro, yeah, a couple of years back. You know, like, and from there I saw just growth. Yeah, I saw your hands look so much better. Your submission game off the back, your jiu-jitsu looks so much better, bro. You know, how important is that now? When you look at MMA in this day and age, yeah, Jordan, how important is that right now to be all round? Yeah, to call yourself a legit mixed.
Yeah, you got to be all roundy. You're never going to get anywhere. Especially now,
There you go. Go on.
Yeah, you're going to see guys like, oh, amazing strikers, blah, blah, blah. They're going to die off. Everybody is just going to be everything soon. And I believe I'm one of the first of that wave that's going to be one of those guys. And if you are happy man every time and you've got the same style, people are going to figure you out. You're going to lose eventually. So I'm trying to always change it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, did you come into MMA with a specific type of base, or you know, were you one of those guys who was hybrid straight off the bat, bro, trained mixed martial arts?
Yeah, straight in mixed martial arts. That's why whenever I get asked, would you want to be classed as a striker or a grappler, I always say mixed martial arts because I didn't do anything first. I wasn't a boxer that transitioned to MMA. I wasn't a Thai boxer that transitioned or a grappler. I was straight MMA. Right from day one, I was straight MMA. And I'll be that till the day I retire from sport. I'll be an MMA fighter and nothing else.
Oh, yeah, straight up. And you know, that's and bro, you're in your prime right now. Yeah, you're in your prime. And people don't really understand this is if they watch you in the cage, you know, you can already tell that, you know, the UFC is going to be calling you in shit just a matter of months. Okay? If that. And 9-1 right now in your career, Jordan, man. How are you feeling as a fighter, as a person, bro, in your career, man? How do you feel?
I feel solid at the minute, like I could beat anybody, and I know I'm not even close to where I can get to. That's the scary thing. Yeah, I'm not even 10% of what I could be as a fighter. Yeah, I just think people are fucked, really.
But in terms of fuck, what do you mean? Like social media, people talking shit, or
Nah, I just think I'm training that hard. I'm always improving that much that I think if you want your boy to win, don't put him against me. It's as simple as that. If you're a promotion and you've got a top boy and you want them to win, don't let them fight me.
man, fuck, man. I feel like just leaving it there and then, man.
That's as simple as it is. Don't let them fight me. Stay away from me.
No, bro. At the moment, man, that's it. That's you're bro. You're on top of your game, and people don't really understand that if you're on that momentum, yeah, you got that confidence heading into any fight.
Yeah.
You know, and bro, I would say 10-1 gonna come soon, and then you never know what comes from there. You know, bro, is that your attitude going into each fight, bro? Is no matter how many wins you got on the trot, is that if you're gonna face me, I know I've worked harder than you, yeah, and this is how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and if you win one, you win two rounds, I'll figure you out and I'll beat you. I'm also going to have guys that they think are going to be the next superstar and they'll be holding them back away from me. That's just how it is. And that's the best way to do it.
Oh, yeah. No, shit, man. That's straight up, man. Hey, Jordan, bro, I'll let you go to training, bro. Yeah, and it was it's been good having you on the show, man. It's been
thank you for having me, bro. It's good.
I like doing these types of shows, man. Straightforward shit. Yeah, if you want to just say what's on your mind, bro. But no, man, I respect that, man. I respect the confidence and shit. I can't wait to see you back in the cage.
No, thank you, mate. No, thank you. It's been good being on.
No, thank you. Thank you, bro. Short and sweet, man. So we do business.
That's it, man. Safe. All right, bro. All right. See you later.